AI creatives, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the power of pivot and why you shouldn't rely on one of anything, because when one thing goes down, it can literally mess up everything in your entire workflow, your money flow, your cash flow. So we don't want that to happen. So here's what I want to tell you. Maybe around like June, I gotta go back to the dates, but June 15th, like Dolly, which is one of the main like clip art creators out of the whole like AI space, went down. And this is what happened. I was asking AI to create a watercolor illustration, and here's what was happening. It says, sure, I can help you create a watercolor illustration. And it was just asking me all of these questions. And I said, is the image working? And it says right now, I haven't generated and just waiting on generating an image. And it just kept going back and forth. And then it told me that the image generator was disabled, and I asked why, and it gave me all these different things, which pretty much led me to actually getting on a message with ChatGPT. So pretty much I sent the message to them. We went back and forth. As you can see here, June 15th, which I believe was a Sunday, it was not resolved until June 18th. And guess what, guys? They were sending me automated messages. Let me just show you. And I said, listen, because I went on a forum board and everything, and it was happening nationwide across the board. And they was, of course, sending me an AI robotic response. And it's like, look, I'm like, the chat GPT isn't responding. There are multiple accounts. Please get a human. Okay. So they told me I can expect a response. And finally, I was able to get a human on the line. Supposedly, I guess she was human. I don't know, Justine. And she was saying that she was actively working on this. And finally, we were able to get it resolved. And as you can see here, June 18th. So you're talking about 3 days where you're not able to generate images. But then I quickly remember something in my mind. I remember that I signed up for this platform called mydesigns.io, which we're going to jump into now. And it says here, we hope this email finds you well. We see that you were experiencing issues, all of these different things. It was telling me, continue to fix the browser. And then I think that it finally let me know at some point that it was fixed. So I would say in between June 16th to June 18th, it was there. Okay. So they had to get an engineer team together, gather more information, and it finally was fixed, which is, what we wanted from the beginning. So long story short, I figured out that I had this other account called mydesigns.io. I had got into this account like during like a Black Friday special, because inside of My Designs IO, I like it because it actually links to your listings, to where you could do multiple listings and integrated, connected to Etsy. And it just has multiple text to image. So you see ideogram in here, imagine, recraft, flux, seed dream, all these different ones, which I'm going to go through each one inside of here. But this is why you need to understand the power of pivot. So make sure you comment the word pivot if you understand having one of anything is just too dangerous. So I quickly got over to mydesigns.io because it wasn't down, because my chat GPT was down, because listen, we still have to keep the business moving. And this is why you want to make sure that you sign up for the AI Creatives Made Simple Design Club and join a waiting list, because when things like this happen, I'm able to give you a quick update, because I am back and forth with ChatGPT, all these different people that I have in via email, and I'm able to give you those updates and give you those alternatives so you can still keep your cash flow coming in. So make sure you join a wait list, because again, you're going to get a special discount. But if you do decide not to, you're still going to get a nice exclusive discount, and you should be getting this information about 2 weeks from now. And you're still going to get a good price, but trust me, you want to be on an email list if you want to get the best price. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is go into here, and I already have some prompts, and we're still going to go with some summer girl things. And I'm going to just copy this same prompt inside of each generation. And this is why I really like mydesigns.io, because I can actually create different designs using different images. So I'm going to say she has beautiful brown eyes, because I want to make sure and I'm always going to add that in. All right. So for here, I'm going to do Dolly because that is the one that we always use, and it'll tell you how many credits. So it's going to take, Dolly is going to take 4 credits. And as you can see, I have like over 2,000 credits. So I'm not worried. It always gives you 2 image generations. And I'm going to show you what each AI creator does and how it switches it up because they're all different. So that they're not going to look the same. Each actual AI art generator is going to generate a different type of image. And as you can see, so boom, here is what it looks like for ChatGPT, which this looks amazing. All you do is the same thing. You just save it and download it. Okay, and now I'm just going to go through, and this one is the GPT. So now I'm going to do ideogram. Ideogram in the native inside of here, I don't really like it because it doesn't give the color skin. It's always like a lighter skin tone, even when you put in like a darker skin tone versus when you use ideogram on its direct website. And when I say that, I mean like going to ideogram.com. So as you can see here, it's not as dark as I want it to be. Like I want the skin to be darker, but it's still nice. So that's ideogram here. I really love Imagine. So this is one of my favorite image generators that I use. So Imagine 4.0. And then you'll see here, look at it. It's just so nice and so vibrant. So it gives you 2 of the same style, and it'll just change up just a few features. And now we're going to go to Ultra. So this is going to take the most credits. So this is 7, but I really love Imagine. Recraft is really nice too, which we're going to look at Recraft next. And it's great for kids. And Flux is more like realistic. So look, you can see Ultra didn't really change much. Cut off the hair a little bit. But, if you're going to use it, the 4.0 is just as good. So this one is going to take 3 credits. And as you can see, it's pretty quick as well. So it's generating here. And then we're just going to go through. We're going to do Flux. And then, so you can see here. So Recraft is kind of like that different looks. And Flux is kind of like a realistic kind of look. So we'll look at those. And those are 4 credits. And then we'll look at Seed Dream. So you can see here it's more of a realistic look, like I said, for Flux. And we'll do that. So I quickly pivoted to here, my designs.io. Why? Because I'm able to generate so many images on a monthly basis. And here you can see Seed Dream, which looks really good as well. So I love it because I'm able to get so many different styles. And that was like probably like a minute or so for me to be able to do that. So you can see each version looks different, and I love it because it tells you which version you're using right here in the right hand corner. So I know this is Dolly. You can see here, this is the Recraft, that's Imagine, and you could go down so you can see all the images that I'm able to create, all the same prompts, by the way. So these here, where you can see like the younger girl illustrations, all the same prompts, just different types of generations. So you're able to get so much more iteration out of these. So look at this. This is ideogram. Amazing job that they did. I love it because the fingers are all intact. Okay. And again, one of my favorite illustrations, Imagine 4.0. So you get the point. So I'm going to leave my link in the description as well if you do decide that you want to sign up. They do have a monthly plan and an annual plan. So I am on the annual plan, and it's just so worth it. So I wanted to give you guys an alternative to know how to pivot because you actually want to do that. So we're going to do one more prompt, and we're going to change it up to see which one. So now we did prompt 1, and let's see what else we want to do. So this is a cruise. Let's see what this one is. This one is a, where is she sitting at? All right, let's do this one. So this one is curly here. And we're going to do this one. So you could do so many different ones. And I think I might do this one here just so we could, get the feet and everything like that. So we'll go ahead and put this one in. Let's go. She has beautiful brown eyes. And we'll do one more prompt after this one. So again, we'll do Dolly because they have the Dolly in here. And then I'll do my Imagine because I really like Imagine. The thing is that you could keep generating while is generating, it'll just keep doing it. So you'll be able to do it. And here's the max amount of images. If you want to do less than 2, you would just move this down, right? And you could do less than 2. But look at this, gorgeous. This is why I love Imagine 4O, because look, it just gets it right every single time. The finger's a little crazy right here, but we could fix that. And look at this. Dolly is still not coming to play in here. It's still looking good. All right. So those are my favorite 2 ones. So Imagine 4O and Dolly is my favorite, but look how fast we were able to do that. So now let's do the one more with the toenails. And then we are going to, because the Imagine 4O actually does a better job at, making sure to keep the toes and everything full body. We all know that Dolly is not the best with full body, but let's go ahead, and she has beautiful brown eyes. So we're always going to add that in. Again, the way to keep that in is just to actually be able to make sure her eyes are brown in each prompt. So now we're waiting. So we see Dolly is at the top. So here we see, look, it's just so perfect. So like the feet are intact, the hands are intact. I just never have a problem with the Imagine 4O. So it says, hey, failed for one of them. So it's waiting for Dolly to generate. But again, I love this actual one here. So you can see here, it actually did a pretty good job. And you could just keep regenerating. So again, we could use the dream again, and we could do the chat GPT because it only gave me one. So we could do this again. So this full body here is actually not too bad. And again, you would just download it and you would save it the same way, and you would bring it into the Canvas space. So let's go ahead and download one of these. So you just save the image, save it into your downloads. We'll save that. Save the image here. And you could just go ahead and save it. I'm just saving it into my downloads for purposes of this video. Same thing. And I just want to show you, you would just bring this right into your Canva workspace. And look, I even actually like the way they generate images in Dolly better here than actually inside of the chat GPT, honestly, to be honest, which is why I wanted to show you this, because especially for full body, they just make it so much better. Because if I take this prompt here, so let's go ahead and take this one here. We're going to take it into the native version of Dolly on chat GPT, and we're going to look at the difference. So when I take it inside of here, I'm going to post that same prompt. And now we're going to wait for the image to generate. So a lot of times it doesn't do as good of a job for the full body the first time around, like the mydesigns.io. So that's also another reason why I like the mydesigns.io. And don't worry, I'm going to make sure I leave my link in the description. So if you do decide that you want to upgrade to mydesigns.io to have more of a variety of different things to be able to generate, you have that option as well. So we're going to wait for this to generate. So boom, here it is. This one was taking too long. So we did this one here. So this one actually didn't come out too bad, but a lot of times it doesn't come out good full body the first time around. So then of course, what I would do is I would just bring my uploads into here, and then we would just upload all the new designs that we have inside of here. And it's the same thing. So again, you get so much more variety inside of the mydesigns.io. And I really like it. And I use it a lot, as you can see. And I still have a lot of credits. So I do enjoy that feature as well of the credits. And then you would just simply bring these in. And of course, you could get rid of the background and get rid of all, everything that you want. And I would do a lot of like playing around with this. So I wouldn't want to get rid of the shades and the hats and the different things like that. So I'm just going to like remove the background just to show you how easy it is to remove the background from any of these images. But I would actually just kind of play around with the hat, move the hat like on the mat, and move the shades on the mat, and do a lot with that. So while that's doing that, we're going to bring it in some of these other ones. And again, this is one of my favorite styles, which is the Imagine 4.0. I really love the way this looks, but you can certainly still tell the differences in between the Chat GPT. So this is one of the images that it generated inside of the Chat GPT, and this is one of the images that it generated inside of the My Designs, which they both really look good. So let's actually zoom in to see. So here's the one from My Designs, and here is the one from Chat GPT. So you can see just little kind of like minute details of like what's messed up, but again, this still looks really good. So if you're looking to pivot and to learn about other backgrounds and different things, so you can see like this messed up the background, so we won't want to do that. And we would just fix this. Then make sure you go ahead and get that mydesigns.io. And don't forget, in the next video, we have an exclusive special announcement, exclusive content for you to see. So don't forget to tune into the next video and comment, share, like, and subscribe if you like what you see, and get on that AI Creators Made Simple design waitlist.